Now it's time to install our code editor, and if you go to this list, at the first of the list we have the install this page, and now you have to set up an editor. If you click that link, then you will be given some options. And we have several options for our IDE. We can use VS Code, we can use the Android Studio, or even we can use the IntelliJ IDEA. And I will in this course I will use Android Studio because I'm developing native Android apps for a long time, and I am familiar with Android Studio, and that's why I will use Android Studio. But if you feel free to use Visual Studio Code, then it's completely okay, because some developer prefer Visual Studio Code because it is a bit lighter than Android Studio, requires less memory or cache memory. But Android Studio comes with lots of options and features, so you should install. And you should install actually Android Studio, because I'm going to install, or I'm going to use Android Studio, so you should also install Android Studio as well. For that, you have to click Android Studio over here, and then you should click this link in a new tab. So open link in new tab, and then you'll be redirected to the Android official documentation page, where this page will be opened, and from here you can actually install or download the Android Studio. Okay, so for Windows, you see that there are some system requirements to install Android Studio, and there's also a short video for that. And if you are sitting on a Mac machine, then these are the requirements for Mac to install Android Studio, and also for Linux. And then I think if you go down, or maybe I should find the download link as well. So maybe here Android Studio, and this is the version, or this is the place where we download Android Studio. So currently the Android Studio version is Android Studio Giraffe, and from here you need to download the Android Studio exe file, and I have already downloaded. That's why I am not going to download it once again. If you click this button, all you have to do is go down this page and click this agreement button, and if you now press this button, Android Studio will be downloaded, and it is roughly 800 or 900 megabyte. And after it is downloaded, you will get an exe file, just like maybe, okay, let me go to the place where I downloaded Android Studio, maybe inside this miscellaneous, and over here. So I have already downloaded this Android Studio version over here. So now I'm going to install Android Studio by double clicking this exe file, and it's also very simple. All you need to do is just press yes and next, and that's all. So it will take few times if you're installing Android Studio for the first time. You have to press yes, and then simply next and next, and this is the path where Android Studio will be installed. I'm okay with that, so I'm clicking next and then installed, and then Android Studio will be installed within a very short moment. Now you see that Android Studio has been installed, and then you should click next and then finish, and that will start Android Studio. And you should check this button, never uncheck this button. Okay, so this will be checked, and now I'm clicking finish, and this will open Android Studio. And it is not actually finished. We need to download the Android SDK as well. So with this configuration, just click OK. And then, okay, I want to send some usage statistics to Google. Then click. And this is the window that says the this widget will help you existing Android apps into and blah, 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 etc. So just press next and okay, standard, next. and I'm going with the light version. So next, and these things will be downloaded, and click next, and you have to agree with some terms and conditions. So first of all, there are 3 licenses over here. So this is the first one. So by selecting this, you have to click accept, and again you have to select this license and then accept, and also this license and accept, and then press finish, and it will take some time to download the necessary files or Android SDK, and you have to wait a bit. So the download process is completed, but I ran through a problem because to download all this stuff you need a solid internet connection, but somehow my connection was interrupted and the download process was stopped, and I had to restart all over again, and then it is finished. So if you experience the similar thing like me, if it doesn't download or stuck in a certain level, then you should cancel the download, and you will see something like that. Then you should go to more actions, then SDK manager, and then from here you need to click edit, and then you need to press this next button, and then it will download the remaining things that actually interrupted. So now Android Studio is installed, but we are not still ready yet to create Flutter project, because as you see, this is the home screen of Android Studio, and we have 3 buttons over here: new project and open, and if we have some project on Git or some version control, then we can actually import the project from there. But to create a Flutter project, we need to install few plugins in Android Studio, then we'll be able to create new Flutter project. So in the next lecture, we'll install the Flutter plugins as well as the Dart plugins, and we will create a new Flutter project and run it on the emulator, and also we'll create an emulator. And before we do all these stuffs, we need to run few commands so that we can check whether everything has been installed perfectly and Flutter or other tools are installed perfectly. Then we will actually run the emulator, run our first project, and we'll see whether the application runs on our Android emulator or not. So see you in the next lecture.